Yeah, it's Moldy, the Radical, coming at you with another one. Another Pimp Cup Sessions. I'm going to talk about not being a sugar daddy trick. Being a sugar daddy trick is the lowest of low. It's like being a simp. But these sugar daddy tricks, they're really, they're older. They're in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. After 50 years old, you become a sugar daddy trick. Now, sometimes I go to this little strip club just to get out the house. I'm not a sugar daddy trick. I'm not a simp. I'm not in there tricking my money off of none of these strippers or nothing like that. But I go in there and get out the house, get my mind together, think about some things, and just chill, get out the house for a little bit. But this 80-year-old trick that be coming there, a black dude, he always be saying some of the craziest stuff. I met this dude like about 5 or 6 years ago. I was wondering like what was going on with him. Had all these females around him, but come to find out he was paying them females, giving them money, tricking off his little money, tipping them, buying them drinks. And, some of them be asking him, if they can pay, if he can pay some of their bills, their light bill or some type of bill coming up, he'll go ahead and trick off the money, give it to him. I thought he might have had some pimping in him, but he didn't have no pimping. He just a trick, but after knowing this dude, man, he cool. He a cool person, a cool elderly person, geriatric, but he be saying some of the craziest stuff. He be thinking he knows stuff about women when he don't. He told me a story a long time ago that when he was younger, he started paying for sex and stuff like that. One of his uncles or something taught him stuff like that, and how to run in the streets and how to gamble and how to do, just BS stuff back in the day, back in the 40s, back in the 60s, 50s and 60s. About a little underground stuff they was doing, gambling and bootlegging and, running numbers and all that stuff that used to happen back in the days. But this dude was a trick, man. This dude think that, telling women how much money he got, buying women stuff that he ain't got no business buying, stuff like that. You don't want to be like this dude, being a trick all your life. He's basically been a trick all his life. Getting with young women. He don't even like women that's over the age of 30. And this dude, 80 years old, 70 years old, messing with women that's like 50, 60 years younger than him. 60 years younger, messing with women in their 20s and stuff like that. And that's some pedophile stuff. But this dude had the nerve to tell me one night that I don't know nothing about women. Like, dude, you was a trick. And then he kind of get mad sometimes when women try to put him in a trick bag. I'm like, dude, you's 80 years old. You really don't have nothing to offer nobody but some money. You see what I'm saying? You can't do nothing for no woman but pay her bills. You a trick. You can barely probably even lay up with a female, have sex with a woman, barely, at 80 years old. I had to check this dude. I'm like, dude, don't you ever disrespect me like that and tell me I don't know nothing about no woman when you use a sugar daddy trick, when you pay women. I don't let no woman just hang around me for free. He like to do that. He like hanging around women for free. He think that make him look good, have a couple of women sitting at the table with him, but he paying for everything. Not cool. This is a different generation. I'm not promoting being no damn trick. No sugar daddy trick. I don't even let women hang around me for free. They gotta pay me. If a woman want to hang out with me, just to be hanging out with me on some platonic friend type stuff, she gonna have to pay me. I ain't this sugar daddy trick. Now, I have to check this dude. I'm like, dude, don't you ever sit there and disrespect me like that and tell me I don't know nothing about no woman. When I ain't there with all kind of races of women. He only messed with black women. And then he said he was in some type of Air Force or something. He was in South Dakota or something, going some Indian reservation paying for sex back in the 60s. So this dude can't sit there and tell me nothing about no female. He only deal with black women, which ain't no problem with that. But I didn't deal with all colors of women. White women, Hispanic women, Asian women, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Brazilians, Vietnamese, Russians. I didn't deal with all kind of Lebanese women. I didn't deal with all kind of women. So I know what the hell going on, how to get inside a woman's head. This dude don't know what the hell he's doing. He just a trick. He just a sugar daddy trick. Buying women gifts for Christmas and stuff like that. Buying women at the damn strip club gifts for Christmas, giving a stripper $150 for Christmas. Talking about he their guardian angel. A guardian angel trick. Simp. Now this is a life lesson out here for these folks, man, out here for these dudes. Don't be no sugar daddy trick, man. When you start getting older, you start getting your 40s, 50s, and 60s, don't be sitting there paying for a woman to do nothing. You don't need to be messing with no young ass females anyway. You need to be messing with somebody. If you 50, you need to be messing with a woman who in her 50s. If you 60, you need to be doing the same thing. You don't need to be messing with no woman that's 30, 40 years younger than you. Because you creating a trick hoe dynamic. You a trick and she the hoe. You don't want to create that dynamic. So, this is what I'm saying, man. Don't be no sugar daddy trick. Have enough game to get a woman with your game. You don't have to sit there and tell a woman how much money you're making, what you do, and your whole life story. And the sugar daddy tricks up there telling women his whole life story and telling women what he had been through back in the 60s and 70s and all this stupid stuff. Like, dude, shut your mouth. These women don't care about you. These women only care about if you're going to spend some money on them or not. That's why I wouldn't recommend just going to no strip club, man. If you ain't got nothing else better to do, you want to get out the house, then that's cool. But I wouldn't recommend just sitting beside no strip club every other day, because that's not cool, man. The strip club scene, especially out here in Texas, that went downhill. You got to be 21 to work at the strip clubs now. They changed the laws a couple of years ago. These women, you can be 18 years old for the longest to go work in the strip club. But you couldn't drink. But now they changed it to 21. So that took all them young girls out of their strip club. And this was the main certain females that this dude was messing with, these young ass females who ain't old enough to drink. How was a 70-year-old dude messing with an 18-year-old female, 19-year-old female, 20-year-old female? That ain't no pedophile stuff. I don't know what it is. I'll be wanting to tell this dude he's somewhat of a pedophile, but I ain't gonna tell him that. I'll go ahead and leave him alone. But yeah, this dude he be saying some disrespectful stuff, but I'm like, dude, you a sugar daddy trick. You can't talk about nobody not knowing nothing about how to deal with no woman. You don't have to come out your pocket to deal with no woman every single time, man. Some women just like you for you. You ain't got to sit there and bring no money out, pull no money out your pocket or brag about how much money you got. Don't nobody care about that. You ain't on no Forbes list. You ain't up there with no Elon Musk. I told him that one time, like, dude, you ain't doing nothing with that money, man. You ain't doing nothing with, you ain't creating no generational wealth with that money. You ain't passing that money down to your family members, where your family ain't got to go to work, ain't got to work for these white supremacists. Dude, you ain't doing nothing. You just tricking your money off at a damn strip club, bragging about how much money you got. If you got somebody like this in your family, man, just stay the hell away from them. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to them, but don't be some there, spending time with them and stuff like that. If you got a father like this, let's charge this dude to the game, man. You gotta charge them to. Sometimes you gotta charge some of your family members to the game. You can't hang around nobody like this. Somebody that been tricking off their money their whole life on a female, getting a stripper pregnant at 70 years old. You know what I'm saying? He paying his female's bills, having kids at 70 years old and stuff like that with a damn stripper. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't tell me nothing about no damn woman you having babies at 70 years old with a damn stripper. We already even had 2 kids by 2 other dudes already. And now you paying all her bills. Bragging about it. Is this what you want to do with your life? You want to be a sugar daddy trick? Ask yourself that question. Is it worth it being a sugar daddy trick and women only using you for your money? I don't think it's worth it. But it's been motor radical on my heart.